and welcome to my Stamina Sorcerer PvP build for the Stonethorn patch. I take no credit for this build. It's been used by many people. I'm simply making a build video and giving a little bit more detail for guiding people. Let's jump right into it. As you know, my favorite stamina race is Nord, simply because it gives you a lot of ulti gen, it gives you a lot of resources, it gives you a lot of sustain, and it also keeps you in the fight. Another really nice option for a Stamina Sorcerer specifically is Orc for the movement speed, because we are playing a very mobile class. Wood Elf works as well, but not as well as Orc or Nord. So it's up to you. I recommend Nord personally, or Orc. We have all of our points into stamina. We're using the Steed Mundus. However, if you want to do a little bit more damage, you can definitely go with a Warrior. I choose to go with Steed because we are using Eternal Vigor and Artaeum Takeaway Broth. So we're getting our health recovery pretty high, which makes us very tanky, as well as the movement speed is really nice for kiting enemies when you're getting outnumbered. So again, for the food, we're using Artaeum Takeaway Broth. Another option is Try Food if you can sustain. However, I do recommend just going with this one. Our main potions are going to be the Tri-Stat potions. You need both Stam and Magic on a Stamina Sorcerer to sustain, and Kite. Sell the Tech Pots for the annoying Nightblades, Immovability Potions for rezzing people if you're playing in a small group. Now for the gear. This build is very similar to the Stamina Nightblade that we were playing. However, we chose to switch out Briarheart or New Moon. Briarheart's good on Nightblade because Nightblade has a lot of really nice crit passives. However, Sorcerer benefits more from pure weapon damage and has a lot of weapon damage passives. So, New Moon front bar is our bread and butter on the Stamina Sorcerer. We chose to go with Nirnhoned Maul because New Moon already has a spell penetration or physical penetration attribute. So you don't need Sharpened, you can definitely go with Nirnhoned. The glyph doesn't really matter because we're using double dot poisons on the front bar. So front bar New Moon Maul, and then 3 pieces on the body in boots, belt, and gloves. All impen, all Tri-Stat glyphs. Our second set is the bread and butter to our survivability and sustain, which is, again, Eternal Vigor, same as we use on Nightblade. I use 2 pieces reinforced in the body. You can go with the well-fitted, you can go with impen, it's really up to you, it doesn't really matter. Both triglyphs. On the jewelry, we have Eternal Vigor, 1 healthy, 2 infused weapon damage. I do like this because we do need a little bit more health on the Stamsorc. However, if you want more damage, you can go 3 infused weapon damage. Last but not least, of course, we have the Balorgs monster set. You can also go with Bloodspawn if you want to be more tanky and have better sustain, or Engine Guardian if you want to have free line of sight and have tankiness and have sustain. On the back bar, it really doesn't matter. You can either use Potentates or a 2-piece armor set. Both are about the same. I choose to go with Potentates because I already had it golded out. You can go with Defending for more tankiness. You can go with Infused for more damage, or Powered for more healing. And of course, you're going to have the Berserker enchant to increase your weapon damage on the back bar. The reason why we use bow instead of sword and board on a Stamsorc is the Stamsorc really is one of the best classes for kiting, mobility. So having a sword and board on the back bar really defeats the purpose. You can simply play another class that is tankier. For the skills, we're using Ball Lightning on the back bar. This is one of the best kiting abilities in the game. It absorbs projectiles after you use it, so this really helps your survivability. Dark Deal is one of our main sustain skills. This gives you stamina right away and over time. Resolving Vigor, you want to keep this up at all times, especially when you're going offensive or kiting. Hurricane, not only does this do damage, but also gives you major resolve and pops Nightblades out of stealth because of the large AoE radius it has. Shuffle, you can switch this out for Master's Bow and Poison Injection if you want more damage. However, I prefer it to be very tanky, and I don't like to get snared or rooted, so I definitely recommend using Shuffle here. Temporal Guard is our back bar ultimate because it gives you minor protection while slotted. Whenever you're kiting, whenever you're defensive, you're always on your back bar, so this is going to give you minor protection, as well as you can use this when you get bursted to go back in time when you had more resources, more health, and keep yourself safe. For the front bar, we have Dizzy Swing. This is our bread and butter and our main spammable. Crit Surge, this gives you a little bit of extra healing. It also gives you a little bit of extra weapon damage on the front bar because of the Sorc passives and Stormcalling. Rally, our burst heal, and gives you major brutality. Executioner to execute enemies after you bursted. Camo Hunter for the crit. And the Minor Berserk if you are flanking your enemy. I do recommend always trying to hit your enemies from behind to get this to proc. Last but not least, Dawnbreaker Smiting. This is your main damage ultimate. This is your main CC. So whenever you see enemies stacked or you're trying to burst someone down, you pop this and right into execute. Let's go over the CP really quickly. This is just what works for me. It's not necessarily the best. You can adjust this to your liking. 4 Siphoner, 56 Warlord, 64 Mooncalf, 23 Arcanist, 23 Tenacity, 19 Befoul, 61 Tumbling, 20 Shadow Word. You don't really need this here. I do block sometimes, but not a lot. It's mainly going to be kiting and roll dodging on a Stamsorc. 23 Blessed, 16 Shattering Blows, 23 Physical Weapons Expert, 81 Master at Arms. You can dump all these points into Physical Weapons Expert or Master at Arms. This is simply for the Tactician passes, but I do like to burst down Sorcs, so I use this here. 9th Thaumaturge, 34 Precise Strikes, 35 Piercing, 49 Bindy, and for the red, 61 Ironclad, 43 Resistant, 48 Thick-Skinned, 43 Hardy and Elemental Defender, and 32 Quick Recovery. So just a few quick notes about the gameplay. Whenever you're kiting on a Stamsorc, you want to make sure that all of your buffs and debuffs are always up. And anytime you're trying to get out, get away from the enemies, what you want to do is you usually want to pop a roll dodge, shriek into a dark deal and a vigor, or a roll dodge into a shriek, into a vigor, and a dark deal. So this will usually heal you all the way up to full. If it doesn't heal you all the way up to full, you just pop a rally on your front bar and you're good to go. As far as your main combinations on a Stamina Sorcerer, it would look like this. You would come in, make sure your buffs are all up, Dizzy Swing, Medium Weave into Dawnbreaker, and then into Executioners. And the reason why we do a Medium Weave after Dizzy Swing is it will usually, the Dizzy Swing outbalances your enemy, and the Medium Weave gets them CC'd before the Dawnbreaker so they can't CC break right away, and they get bursted very, very quickly. That's pretty much it for the build. Stamsorc is really fun playstyle to play this patch. It's very strong. It has amazing survivability with the kiting that it can do. It has really nice speed. It's very fun to play, and it still has a lot of damage. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.